Well, hey guys, I hope you're having a great week. And I was tootling around the garage today and had this up on the lift and thought, hey, why don't I do a review? You know, I do impromptu reviews. Maybe I should research my reviews first a little bit, kind of just do them off the cuff, no script. So I got this. This is the 2021 Ninja 1000 and SX. I guess it doesn't really matter. In the United States, that's all they sell, is the Ninja 1000 SX for the Ninja 1000 series. Now, why do I have the Ninja 1000? Now, to the untrained eye, that might look like a super sport bike, but it really isn't. It's a great looking bike, absolutely, and it has some super sport capabilities, but it definitely leans more touring. You know, the handlebars are a little up. Instead of coming straight out, they're up higher. The position between the seat and the foot peg is a little bit nicer. The foot peg, at least the stock one, as you can see here, is it's got the cushioning built into it, as opposed to kind of a super sport, which those might be metal, and this is obviously metal already. And also the tuning of the engine, the 1000cc engine, is really geared more toward touring than it is racing, I guess. I mean, supposedly you could race it, I guess, but let me give you just kind of a background of kind of my bike choices that I have right now. And I'll take you on a little bit of a tour of the garage, I guess, while I'm at it. So obviously we know about this guy right here, which is the Honda Goldwing, okay? 21 Honda Goldwing, probably my favorite bike ever, and love that. Here is the 2021 Kawasaki Versys 1000. Now, interestingly, this is pretty much the exact same, actually it is the same engine as what's on the Ninja, but in a much taller framework. It is a tall bike. I mean, I have a hard time. I can't flat foot on this bike, and I'm 6 foot tall, right? Great bike as well. Also, this little guy right here, which is my oldest bike, and it is the 2014 FJR 1300 ES, which I am going to have converted with the slipper clutch, because after 2014, I think 2016, they added a slipper clutch to it, and it's actually not that hard to convert. Then I got this little guy here. This is kind of the newest bike to the fleet here, which is the Ducati XD Oval S. The only thing I did on this one is change the seat, and if you watch my Goldwing video, you'll know that I hate stock seats. Even the Ducati seat, which isn't horrible, but I changed it out. Then I got this little guy here, which is the 2018 Harley Davidson Road King, which has already has the stage 3 upgrade, suspension upgrade, lighting upgrade, all that kind of stuff. So I got that little guy. Then I've got a similar bike. It's about a year newer. It's the 2019 Harley Davidson Ultra Limited. Both of these bikes are great bikes. Very similar, but the cool thing about the Road King is that it's kind of a no-nonsense bike. There's not a lot of digital anything on the bike. It's kind of a no-nonsense bike, which I really like. It's kind of like why I like the Ducati as well. And then last but not least, it's this 21 Suzuki Boulevard C50T, which is kind of a cheap throw-around bike, and my friends ride it that maybe don't own a bike or whatever, or learning. I don't mind them using that bike. And the only thing I did to that also is change the seat. Okay, so that gives you an idea of kind of bikes that I have in my stable right now. So I kind of have, the Ultra Touring, which, is this guy right here, the Goldwing, right? Then I've got a couple Harleys. Also, the FJR 1300 is kind of in the middle between the Ninja and the Goldwing, I would say, as far as its ability to be comfortable and tour and stuff like that. So Ninja 1000 is my favorite sport, leaning more sport touring bike. And I had another one, I can't remember what year I had, maybe 2015 or 2014. I think it was a 2014, and it was a green one, which I really love, the Kawasaki green. But this one's all black, so a full-time job trying to keep it clean. And this bike, I don't know that I could stay on it as long as I could stay on the Goldwing or the Harleys, but man, it is a comfortable bike, and the smoothness of the engine, the quick shifter that for some reason you could turn off and on. Why would you want to turn it off? I have it on both the Versus and the Ninja. It is comfortable, it is smooth. You know, the transmission is like butter. It actually, out of the manual transmission bikes I have, because obviously the Goldwing is a DCT automatic. See, no clutch lever, no shifter down there. I just love it. It's just they did it right with this bike, and I'm really excited about it. And I did some things to it, so I'll share that as well. So real quick, added the luggage, the color matched luggage. Actually, the interesting thing is when you buy this, it comes without this top piece and without this little strip right here. And you have to buy those separate. Obviously, the key matches the ignition, so that's extra. I mean, you know, wherever they can make money, they're going to make money. So added those. These are nice. I can put a helmet in each of these, and there's plenty of room. And they come off. There's a latch system that pulls this off. And there's nothing you actually have to add to the bike to add these. When you buy the Ninja without those bags, it already has everything you need. And they hide it really well in there. It doesn't look like, oh, what's this? You know, there's not extra contraptions or anything like that sitting there that would make it look really weird. So even without the bags, it looks great. What else? I got the Akrapovic exhaust. And the cool thing is this one actually has the Ninja name, Ninja 1000. So I did that, and it was a slip-on, and then last week replaced the other part of the exhaust. As you can see here is the actual Akrapovic full exhaust. So that gets rid of the catalytic converter and changes the pipes. I think these are titanium. As you can see here, hopefully you get a good look at that, is it takes up a lot less space here, so it's a lot more open, but the chin still sticks out because the original exhaust came out to about here. If you can see that. But boy, it completely changes the sound of the bike and even a little bit of the performance. I can tell the performance has improved a little bit. I didn't get it for the performance. I got it for the weight savings and the sound now. So I would never take the baffle out of this with these headers. With the stock exhaust and the catalytic converter, which sat right here, this was very muffled. I mean, it did sound different than stock, but now with the full system, beautiful, love it. Okay, so what else? Obviously the Corbin seat. I have the Corbin back seat as well. Right now I just have the rear cowl because I just think it looks cool as a solo, but I also have the Corbin rear seat in case I have to put a passenger on here. Very rare that I'll ride two up on this bike, but you never know. It's kind of fun sometimes to be able to do that. So added these Pugue frame sliders as well because I get these just in case I end up dropping the bike because that sometimes does happen. So it just protects some of this because if you wanted to replace kind of all of this, there's actually a plastic piece here, a plastic piece here, a plastic piece here, a plastic piece there. You know, you're talking $1,000 of plastics. So if I ever drop it, that's what it's for. It's not designed, if I throw it down the street in an accident, it's not going to really do much, but that helps to protect it. So got that in there, which is really cool, and got this V-Stream windscreen, which I really like. It's the touring windscreen, so it just adds a little bit of height, which I like. And these newer, I think in 2020, they started making the adjustments on here. There's a little button. Actually, here, I'll show you that. I'll bring this down. So there's a little lever here, right here, and when you push that, it allows you to, I'm going to try to do it with one hand. See that? I can raise it up. Now there is one more higher setting, which almost puts this windshield straight up, and I can't quite do it, and the reason is because what happens is it starts running into the plastic right here. But who cares? I will never, look how straight up that is. I will never ride that way. So what I do is, you know, you just push this thing down, and that's about where I want it to be. Okay, so there's like 5 different stages that you can put it on, and I leave it there. It shoots the air right above my head, which is perfectly fine, and love it. So the V-Stream windscreen is really good. Let's see, did I add anything else here? Oh yeah, I added the outlet here. I don't think this comes with the heated grips. So I'm pretty sure I added the heated grips to this as well. So this is the like the cigarette lighter kind. The interesting story about that is when I originally got the bike, I wanted the USB connection. And when I took delivery of the bike, I noticed that nothing had happened there. It comes with this little housing, but this part wasn't there. I'm like, what's the dealio? Well, believe it or not, the USB, when you get it from the factory or the dealer, they put it underneath the rear seat. Why? What are you going to plug in via USB under a seat? It didn't make sense to me. So I ended up getting both. Basically, I got the USB adapter there, and I've got the cigarette lighter, whatever you want to call it there, okay? And that's pretty much it. I might do a couple of other things, but the suspension actually is really good. Suspension is another thing I oftentimes will look at changing. But this does good. It has, I think it has obviously the preload adjustment here, and then there is a screw right there, if you can see it, that allows, I think that's a rebound and not compression. So you still get a rebound adjustment, and you also get the preload adjustment. And not only that, but here you also have the same adjustments here, the rebound and compression for the front suspension. So they did really good, and even though, you know, I'm a little on the heavier side, the preload is fine. I'm not bottoming out. It works really well. So I may not change that or adjust it. You know, why spend $2,000 on new suspension when I really don't need to? So, okay, a couple things about this bike other than what I have on it. This bike is quick. I don't know if it's faster than my X Diavel. It's going to be pretty close. This is definitely more comfortable. I could spend all day on this. On the X Diavel, probably not. The X Diavel is, you know, it's like, I call it my 50 miler. You know, I can go about 50 miles and then I'm kind of done. I have to get off the bike for a couple of hours and then I can do another 50 miles and stuff like that. This bike, I can easily do probably 100 miles before I'd have to get off of it, you know, and stretch my legs a little bit. It's actually very comfortable. Again, not as comfortable as the Goldwing, but you know, look how small the bike is. And it's, you know, designed to be a fast sport touring bike. So wanted to give you a close-up look, because sometimes that's hard to do. And I got some decent lighting here in this garage. So, I mean, look at this, look at the front of this bike. It's just a beautiful, beautiful bike. You know, it just has some great lines to it. Unfortunately, what comes with those great lines is it's difficult to clean a little bit. So if you're gonna have this in kind of a bug-infested area, just know you're gonna be digging those bugs out. But if you have some good tools, then you'll be fine with it. But as you can see, you know, it looks good. Now I keep my bikes pretty clean. I do ride them hard, but I also clean them very hard, right? So, you know, after kind of given a ride or whatever, I always wipe down all of my bikes. But you know, I also try to keep them as clean as possible. But yeah, man, what a great bike. As you can see, beautiful. Now, it's black. Black is a full-time job to keep your bike clean. And in fact, as I look in here, there's only 2 non-black bikes out of the 8 that are in here. So, and it's a popular color to sell. It looks great when it's clean, but trying to keep it clean is not always easy. So, Ninja 1000, who is this for? This is for somebody who wants kind of that sportier feel but needs a more comfortable posture and maybe an engine tuned to not be so responsive as maybe the Hypersports, like the ZX10 or the, you know, the 600 or 750 series bikes, right? So it's 1000 cc or 1054 cc's, I think technically. So you want a kind of a sporty ride, but you want a little bit more of a comfortable position. This is your bike. If you have a touring bike, a more advanced touring, like the Goldwing or an FJR, like an ST type bike, but maybe it doesn't give you enough sportiness, this will be your bike right here, okay? Great bike for that kind of stuff. Somebody who wants to do some sporty riding, but also touring, so you kind of want to split it up a little bit. You want to be able to do both. Again, this is your bike. You can take these bikes off and you can race around a little bit. Be safe, please be safe. But if you want to tour, there you go. And you can actually get a top case for this as well if you really wanted to. There's an adapter you can get. Now you can't get the Kawasaki top case. You have a choice between the side bags or the top case. But if you get, there's other third parties that will, like GV I think, will do an adapter that will allow you to put both on here. The reason why I don't think I'm going to do that is because if I'm going to actually tour and carry that much luggage, I'm going to take one of the other bikes that has more of a capacity. This is really for like a good weekend, a good 2-3 day motorcycle trip. If I'm going to, and just me, if I'm not going 2-up, great bike for that, as well as my FJR 1300. It also is a good bike for that. And the FJR is a little heavier, so if there's a lot of wind or whatever, I'm going to do a little bit better with that. But you know, if you're going to do some massive touring and you think you need that, now keep in mind if you do add the Kawasaki side bags or the panniers, and you put a GV trunk on here, there's going to be a platform here. You can still use the seat, but it's going to be permanent, and you're going to have to determine, does that look good for you? And that was the other thing is I didn't like the look of even the Kawasaki version. If I didn't get these and just got the trunk, I didn't like that platform here. When I take this off, this looks like a beautiful sport bike. And I didn't want that, whatever, right here. I didn't want that platform there. So again, and it's personal choice. You know, this is just how I choose to do it and ride. But yes, Ninja 1000, if you're looking for a good sport touring bike, you're in reasonably good health, right? Yeah, keep in mind, I mean, this will get your blood flowing, okay? I mean, I'm 51 years old. I have no problem keeping up with it. But 10 years, probably not. I'm not going to risk it at that point, probably. One thing I am definitely going to add is I'm going to add a stem mount for a GPS that's going to go right here. So obviously this is a cap that comes off, and I ordered online basically a ram ball that fits in there, and then you screw it in and it kind of expands so it stays tight in there. And then what I've got, I'll show you. So obviously there'll be a ball coming out of that, and then I'll probably use one of these guys. And then I have my Garmin right here. And I'm actually going to set that up so that I can have my hardwired in there, and it's going to have a switched outlet and stuff like that. I'm actually doing that on the Ninja and on the FJR and on the V-Strom, or V-Strom, sorry. I used to have a V-Strom, the Versus. Although the Versus, the cool thing is I have this rock form mount for my cell phone, but I'm actually going to get a mount that goes right here for the GPS, so I can have both. By the way, this rock form stuff, awesome, awesome. You get a special case. I know I'm going off topic here. I told you I don't have a script for this kind of stuff. Let's see, where do I have it? Here we go. Here's my rock form case for my iPhone. It has a plug in it right now. But basically what happens is, let me see if I can get this. There we go. So what you have is that little guy. I'm going way off topic here. But this matches up, and it's hard to put it on without a phone in it, matches up with these guys right here. And it just locks into place, is magnetic, and holds it really strong. So rock form, really good. So those are the reasons why, and a little bit of a review. Oh, I forgot to share this a little bit with you guys too. I tidied up the fender here, so you don't actually see a fender. You see this cleanup guy. Now here's the trick. Look how close these get to the baggage. Now they're on little metal things that you can actually bend a little bit, which I did, so they're not like right on top of it. But when you pull these bags off, it will run into this a little bit. But this is very flexible. It doesn't run into it that much. It only slides about this much. So it'll push it like that, and then the bags will come off. So, but this is the Yoshimira Fender Eliminator, and it's great. It just uses the old lights, which I might convert some of these to LEDs. But yeah, that's the bike. And man, beautiful. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this. It was very unscripted, but hopefully it gave you a good look at the bike. And if you're interested in buying one, the 2022 is exactly like the 2021. Just a different. I think they have a different color. And I think the 2020, I think it's 2020, 21, 22, identical bikes. No changes at all. Yeah. Comment below if you like this bike, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Take care.